commentary out of the day?
No, we're just saying on the way in, it was look, to give a side, I think they kicked 23. Is that right in the end? Yeah, it was just too many goals. Like, we generally like to win with a winning score like that. There's no doubt about that. But to allow them 23 goals is a side that tells you that's a side that didn't work hard enough defensively. I think our effort was there, but some of our mental errors on the goal line, I think we gave them 3 to 4 goals that we could have quite easily either rushed through or touched over the line or something like that. So a bit of work in that area this week.
First 45 minutes, I guess, where the game was effectively won. What was the most disappointing aspect from your point of view?
That all our numbers are relatively even. Like the inside 50s were the same, clearances were the same, but we just didn't take our opportunities, and they just scored, like we said previously. I think Gilby kicked 3 first quarter goals in the blink of an eye. Something was going wrong. We couldn't quite put our finger on it. They were coming through the middle, which we haven't seen from the Bulldogs, I think, until today, and they really opened us up. We scouted them thinking that they'd probably play a little bit similar to last week, but they completely threw it all around. It probably took us a little bit long to react. So, I think they played the best they've played all the year. We spoke to our guys. They've won exactly the same amount of quarters as Collingwood, so they're a side that, whilst the win-loss column's not saying the right things, they're actually, they're playing not too bad a footy.
Not just today, you concerned overall at how many goals you can see? Is that part of the stage of development that you're at?
Oh, look, it's a little bit like that. You've got to remember we're playing 4 teenagers in the back 6, so it is going to take some time. But the funny thing about it is the defence generally starts from the front, and we didn't have one forward 50 turnover today, which is normally a strength of ours. I think they had 8. We had none. That's a game in a nutshell. That's where the game's played. Generally, you want to try and lock it in your forward half as much as possible, and we failed to do that for a number of reasons.
When you got back to within 12 points, did you feel like you were going to keep going, or could you see it taking a lot out of the ice to get back into it?
No, we did, but then those errors that we spoke about earlier, I think there was 2 that we could have quite easily touched, I thought, on the goal line, but just didn't eventuate for one reason or another. And they're demoralising goals. They're the goals that you generally save and you work your way back from. But to have those goes through, it's a real deflating type influence to the guys. Look, they did fight. There's no doubt about that. I thought we could have capitulated, but to their credit, they actually hung tough. But we've still got a fair way to go in a number of aspects of our game.
So, did you learn anything today that you didn't know 3 weeks ago before the winning run?
What, from our side, or yeah? No, not really. I think we... Look, it is hard to gauge yourself against certain sides. The Bulldogs, I think, are better than where their record indicates. So, look, they finished... What did they finish last year? Top 4. So, look, we got belted by them by 80 points, I think, last year. So we've come away. Granted, they've got a couple of players out. So have we. Obviously, the loss of Edwards hurt us early, but we realise we've still got a fair amount of improvement in us.
What's the word on Edwards?
I think he's got a depressed fracture of his cheekbone, which is disappointing for Shane. It's been a real find for us the last 2 years. So hopefully he gets back in a short period of time.
Is that a couple of weeks type of injury?
Oh, look, I'm not too sure. Sometimes they can be a week. Sometimes thereafter, I'm not exactly sure.
Martin and Floyd on to lead our own defence. Neither of them played particularly well. They both started the ball a bit in the first quarter and a half of the game. Do you think about bringing them onto the ball sooner or rotating them?
I think you'll find that they both went through wing and on ball and at forward. We threw them around a fair bit today, trying to get them in the game. And look, the Bulldogs, I thought, handled those guys really well. Dusty went on ball and wing and all that sort of stuff, so he threw them around.
So are we happy with your big man against the more experienced Bulldogs?
I thought Hudson was outstanding today. I thought his second, I was speaking to Angus after the game, and I said, if you can get your second ball, your second effort's as good as, Ben Hudson, I think you're going to, you can develop in a really good player for us. Between him and Minson, I think Minson kicked 4 goals for the day. So, look, I thought they held the honours in that department today.
What about Ty Vickers?
Look, I thought Ty up forward was quite competitive. I think he might have finished with 2 or 3. You've got to remember he's 19 years of age, maybe 20, I can't quite remember. 200 centimetres tall, kicked 12 goals for the season. So he's progressing at a fair rate. We've got to remember he's very, very young. He's playing probably AFL when most guys get a chance to develop at a lower level. We're throwing him out there and we think he's doing a reasonable job at this stage.
Did you get anything else in the injury?
No, I think that was it.
In terms of your defence, any relief around the corner with sort of Cal Moore or Will Thurston? How far away?
Yeah, look, Cal is obviously at his hip, operate on it. He's probably still 3 to 4, weeks away minimum. Will obviously had a calf complaint, so he's probably 2 to 3 as well. So, look, we've just got to persevere with these guys. We think they can all play. David Asprey played, obviously, in the reserves today, so hopefully he can force his way back in at some stage. They've been pretty resilient, those guys, over the last 3 weeks. They got beaten today. I've got no doubt they'll bounce back, though. They're a proud group.